Alright boys, it is time to talk about the Unreal Moments campaign. What you need to do to win. Is it worth it? What am I doing? Before we hop in and talk about anything brand new though, we do have a few quick small things we do need to go over. First things first, we are currently on the road to 15,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new to the channel and you do enjoy daily Madden 26 Ultimate Team content, I feel like you already know what to do. Go down there, drop a like on this video if you have not already. 177 likes in 24 hours will be a gift card giveaway for you guys over in my Discord. Now that we got that all out of the way, let's talk about Unreal Moments campaign because boys, I think this is gonna be a good one. And the breakdown is pretty simple. You are on a random leaderboard against 100 other people. Or I guess it's 99 other people. There are 100 people on your leaderboard. Everyone is going to have their own different leaderboard across different consoles. I am currently on Xbox, but you guys can see as I scroll through, we have PlayStation users as well as PC users. You're going to notice only the top 30 people actually get one of these reward packs. Then everything else after the top 30, they are only going to receive coins. This is the first of the leaderboard campaigns. I would assume we see more of these as we go throughout the Madden cycle. And this one is going to end on Monday, I believe, at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you really have now and the weekend to grind through this. Well, you guys are going to earn points, and we'll go more in depth in this here in a second, is by playing the Unreal Moments house rules, the offline and the online one. The online house rules is only going to give you 250 XP per win, and the offline house rules is going to give you 650. You get no XP to your leaderboard campaign if you lose the game. Before I go in and talk about why you should actually do it, let's talk about the uncertainty. And there really is only one thing we are uncertain in. What's going to be in these packs? Now, you guys can see right there, Moshi boy, shout out me, being in first place with 10,000 points. I grinded a lot yesterday. We have no idea what is going to be in these Unreal Moment campaign place packs. You know, you get 20,000 coins for winning, which is going to be a slap on the wrist. I spent about 5 hours yesterday making my way up to 10,000 points. What is going to be the make or break, or the swing skill, some would say, of these leaderboard campaigns is what's going to be inside of these packs. If these campaign packs are giving you champions, limited time, some of the best players in the game, I mean, buddy, it is going to be an absolute grind sweat fest from here on out. But if they give you like an 83 or an 86 plus overall player packs, I mean, I probably won't do them again. I will say this is the very first time we have ever seen a concept like this in Ultimate Team. So if I had to guess, EA is going to want to sell us on the concept, and this is where I'm going into more of me guessing. I think it's actually going to be pretty good. I gotta think about it like this. EA wants to sell us on this concept. They're not going to make the first one really, really bad. It's also going to be like a promo where not every promo is really good. If you look at the last 4 weeks of this game, we had Unstoppables, we had Unreal Moments. These promos are not the same. Unreal Moments is so much better than the Unstoppables promo. You can't expect every single leaderboard campaign to be good, but I do expect the very first one, being the Unreal Moments campaign, to probably give us some pretty decent reward. When it comes to actually leveling up on your leaderboard and your campaign, because I'm going to assume a majority of us want to win, if not win, finish within the top 30. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. You should not play the online house rules at all this weekend. The campaign does expire on Monday, so even if you want to go out there and get your flawless run token, you'll still have like 3 days on top of when the campaign ends to go and get that flawless run token. The con of that is the event players will probably get cheaper. Like Noah Brown, Aaron Rodgers, and Cromartie will most likely not be selling for 1.2 to 1.5 million coins by the time we get to Monday. It's just how the Madden market works. They're going to get cheaper the further away we get from the release date. People are also going to unlock those cards more often because there was a refresh on the flawless run tokens. So you're going to want to spend a bulk of your time grinding through the Unreal Moments CPU mode. You also get more XP. This is not a glitch. EA wants you to play the CPU mode. By playing and winning in the CPU mode, and I'm going to keep it real with you guys, you should win every single game in there. You're going to get 650 XP every single win on the online mode, which if you played that mode at all, you know it is an absolute sweat fest. You're only getting 250 XP. The method is you're only going to play the offline house rules, but when it comes to the offline house rules, and this is where things get really good, this was already a really good way to make coins before we had the leaderboard campaign. The offline house rules this week is set up a little bit interesting. It is on a battle score structure. So 90,000 points is how you reach that max level. That max level is going to be level 6. Every other level before is pretty good, but in the 12 games that you have to play, you'll want to make it up to level 6. You guys can see I am currently on a 4-0 run, about to make it to level 3. you're going to want to get to level 6, and then you're going to want to refresh your run. If you guys follow this exactly like I'm going to tell you, you can get to level 6 in 10 games, and then once you get to level 6, you're going to want to quit out of the next 2 games. You want to double dip on the rewards. I have seen people make well over 300 to half a million coins by opening up these player packs you get, as well as the coins. I mean, the coins is 25,000 coins, but it is the season 2 player packs that you guys get by making it up to tier 6 on the offline house rules is why this is a coin method, and why this was a coin method before we had the leaderboard campaign. And just as a quick little side piece right here, I'm actually holding on to all of the player packs I get until we make it to Most Feared. Season 2 event player packs are going to have Unreal Moment, Unstoppable, and Most Feared player items tied into these player packs. It's basically any Season 2 Thursday promo player is pullable from these packs, so once we get to Most Feared, I want to have a Most Feared pack opening, so I'm going to be holding on to all of the packs. You have the option to double dip, and actually triple dip, and we'll get to that here in a second, by knocking out the offline house rules. If that was confusing for you, don't worry. All you gotta know is you want to make it up to tier 6 because you're gonna make some coins, and there's some good coins to be made. If you get these packs, I'd recommend you guys hold on to these packs until we get to next Thursday. When it comes to actually playing the game, I did mention you can make it up to 10-0, and then you can leave game 11 and game 12. Once you make it up to tier 6, you have already unlocked those rewards. Leave game 11 and 12 so you can refresh your run. You're not going to lose any points on your leaderboard campaign. It doesn't benefit you at all because you're no longer working towards making these coins over here in the battle pass tiered structure. It's going to hurt you when it comes to actually making coins on the CPU rewards, because once you get to level 6, there's nowhere else to go. And if you guys do this in the exact method I tell you, you can get to level 6 in 10 games. When it comes to actually hopping into the games, the rundown or the structure of how you want to do it is actually pretty simple. You want to win every single game 28-0. You don't need to score any more than 28 points. By scoring 28 points and allowing 0 points, you are going to get 9,000 points to the tiered rewards. So by winning 28-0 10 different times, you're going to get 9,000 points. I do know if you score 35 points, you get 9,700 points. By doing that, it doesn't reduce the number of games you have to play. So by scoring 28 points and then chewing the rest of the clock, that's going to be the most efficient way to do it, and in turn allow you to not only run through these games decently fast for campaign points, but also allow you to capitalize and max out the offline house rule rewards, which again, were already a really good coin method. When it comes to playing defense in this mode, it is going to be on arcade, so you're going to want to be a mid-blitz merchant. Anytime you could hit the quarterback, you basically want to force a fumble. In my opinion, it's smarter to score your 28 points in the first quarter and then just chew the rest of the clock. You guys just saw there, I did force a fumble, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to throw a go route to probably my DK Metcalf, and I'm going to go and I'm going to take my points and I'm going to move back onto defense. I said earlier you can triple dip because you are able to do your seasonal XP. The seasonal XP challenges do track in any Ultimate Team game mode. For this week's Unreal Moment XP, you have to gain passing yards, and so by scoring these longer passing yard touchdowns, you should knock that out pretty quick, allowing you to also level up your Season 2 Field Pass as you grind through the Unreal Moment campaign, which in turn will allow you to level up your Season 2 Field Pass, which I feel like is something we all want to do. Just a quick little spark notes here for those who are a little bit confused. You're going to play the offline house rules. You're going to win 28-0 10 times. The math breaks down to perfection. If you don't believe me, I mean, you can do the math yourself. You're going to get 9,000 points per win as a reward every single time you win 28-0. That is the minimum number of games you have to win. It's basically the sweet spot to rank up on the offline CPU reward. Every time you get a win over here in the offline house rules, you're also going to get 650 points to your leaderboard campaign. We talked about being a mid-blitz merchant right here, and that's basically what I'm going to do for the rest of the game until I get my 3 more stops. And like I said earlier, you want to score as fast as possible, because by doing this, you'll have the option to chew the clock earlier. You get the ball to start the second half no matter what, so being up 28-0 before you make it to the second half, if you do have that lead, you can chew the entire clock out for the rest of the game. From what I've seen, that's the fastest way to do it. I do know some people try to chew the clock as they go throughout the whole game, and you can do that, but I have noticed it does end up taking longer, especially if you don't get a stop right away. Like, this was actually a pretty good play right there. That happens a ton though, where you force the fumble, your opponent jumps on it. Super frustrating, but nothing you can really do about it. Kind of have to find what works for you, but for me, being a mid-blitz merchant, just rushing with my Ted Hendricks, getting in there, hitting RB to force the fumble on the quarterback has been the most efficient way to get it done. And then you get the ball, you jump on it. Hopefully, of course, it happens twice like that. It's going to be a super just brain dead process of copy, paste, repeat, do it over and over and over again. And so I do know this will turn some people away from leaderboard campaigns. I don't expect every campaign to be like this. This is just the very first one. Again, I would assume we have one for Most Feared coming next week. This is kind of the trial run, I would assume, from EA to see what works, what doesn't work, how many people actually care about it. Also seen people say it's a mistake that EA is giving majority of the XP for the offline house rules. I think that's what they meant to do 100% because they want people playing every aspect of the game. It just also turns out that the CPU house rules is a great way to make coins. Like I said earlier, I've seen people make over 500,000 coins off going 10-0 like one time. If the breakdown doesn't make sense to you guys, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments section. I am going to go fast forward, I guess, for you guys, but play this whole game out and catch you guys back here when I am up 28-0. All right, I kind of lied. It's not 28-0 yet, but another really good way to force fumbles is on the kickoff. Kick it to the corner, hold your joystick all the way down, and then you're just going to want to kick the ball normally. It forces it in the corner, and it allows you to get a pretty good hit stick shot. If you kick it right down the middle, usually you don't have as good of a chance. You guys are going to see right here, I mean, I just missed it, but there's a fumble right there. And then usually on the kick returns, like, you have a pretty good shot at scoring. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to score your 28 as fast as possible because then you can chew the clock. For whatever reason, sometimes these guys are running really good man coverage. If that's the case, I mean, it is on arcade, and if you have a taller wide receiver like DK Metcalf, you can just toss it up to him. I mean, right there, that's T. Higgins just being T. Higgins. That kind of happens in regs, to keep it real with you guys. We did just score 28 points, and so I'm going to go and get a stop. And then I'm just going to chew out the rest of the clock. And from all of the math and the time I've spent on this mode, and if you guys were on stream yesterday, I played this mode for like 5 hours straight. 28-0 is the score you want to get to. Now, I will say, if you guys do give up touchdowns, you're actually going to have to score more than 28. There was a game where it was like 28-14. I don't know what I was doing. I got tired yesterday. And by doing that, I did not get 9,000 points. I don't know the exact number I got. I wasn't keeping track. It was not 9,000 points. I actually had to play out the 11th game. If you do not make it to your tier 6 rewards by the time you finish the 10th game, most importantly, get to the tier 6 rewards on the offline house rules. They are good. Those packs are going to be money, especially if you save onto them for Most Feared. You want to get those packs. I would prioritize that rather than refreshing a run. I mean, it wouldn't even make sense. You're refreshing the run because you've already capitalized on the rewards. Again, it goes back to the double dipping conversation, so just be smart. I know I'm saying you can only do it in 10 games, but that's if you play a perfect run. My first run yesterday, I did not do a perfect run. Everybody makes mistakes, so if that is you and you have to play the 11th game, it isn't a big deal. Make sure you guys make it up to tier 6, get those rewards, and then move on to refreshing the run. Trust me, you're gonna thank me later. All right, so the first half just ended. Moving on into the second half right now. You do get the ball every single time. And I'm going to catch this football, and I'm going to immediately fall because, again, you want to waste as much clock as you can, so you want to have as much of the field to run. When it comes to chewing the clock, everyone does it a little bit differently. First, you got to make sure you actually turn it on. It does refresh after you go to the second half, so let's say you put chew clock on the first half. You're going to have to do it again on the second half. The play I'm going to run the entire second half is going to be this QB blast right here. It is a guarantee 3 to 4 yards every single time against the CPU. You don't really have to slide to your quarterbacks aren't going to fumble, and this is pretty much what I'm going to do for the entire second half. Make sure you guys, actually let the clock run a little bit. Like, it doesn't always bring it down under 10 seconds. I'll snap the football right here when the play clock is at 5. I'll get down, and from there, I'm going to repeat it. I will say, when it comes to third and longs, every now and then I will mix in a pass because you don't want it to get to fourth down. For whatever reason, on fourth downs, the clock isn't gonna chew. It doesn't make sense, and maybe I'll get there in a second in this video and show you guys. But if you get to fourth down, the clock isn't gonna chew at all. It just, the play clock stays normal. I guess it makes sense because you don't technically want to chew the clock on fourth down. I don't really know. Not a big fan of it. It is what it is. It's just one of those, I guess I'd probably call it a bug in the game. So you want to avoid as many fourth downs as you possibly can. Obviously, you can probably pick up any fourth down you want against the CPU, but making it to third down every single time and then picking it up on third down, so picking up 3 to 4 yards every single play, is going to be the most efficient way to do this. I've also noticed when you guys are up 28-0, the CPU is not going to call timeouts. I'm sure if you played the league or if you played the run, you understand how frustrating it is when you're up 14 points against the CPU, but they're calling timeouts, extending the amount of time you have to play against them. That is not the case when you're up 28-0. What I've seen, it's coded into the game where if you're up 28 points, they don't call a timeout. I think it might be 21 as well. Anything around 14, they call the timeouts, which again is just super frustrating. But at this point here, I'm just going to chew the clock out, get to the fourth quarter, and I'll get you boys back here at the 2-minute warning. So we made it to the 2-minute warning, and I just want to show you guys that they don't call the timeout. This is probably a play that I throw the football on too because the box is pretty stacked. And this drag route gets open pretty much every single time. Again, you're playing the arcade CPU. And then from here, I probably have to run, I think, 3 or 4 more QB draws. Make sure, especially when it comes to inside the 2-minute warning, you let the play clock get to as close to 1 as you possibly can. Like right here, I'm going to let at least the game clock get to under a minute, so then I can only have to snap the ball 2 more times. Right here, I'm going to snap the football. I am going to pick up this first down. And then right here, I can come out in kneel formation. It doesn't have that Excel clock in this mode, which is another super frustrating thing. I wish, once you got to the 2-minute warning, you could knee once and the game would end. It's just not the way it's coded in here, which again, a very frustrating feature. But just like that, the game should be over. I'm going to come out in the formation. I'm not going to run the play. And this is a perfect run right here. And like I said, guys, I'm watching a YouTube video while I'm doing this. It's not very difficult. Literally every single one of you can do it. 28-0 is the prime score to get to. Onto the reward screen. You guys can see right there, 9,000 points for that 28-0 score. That's the number to get to. 650 Unreal Moment campaign points, because that's what you get for winning the offline house rules. I want to know what the number to win is going to be. Right now, I have 11,000. I've spent way too many hours on here. But is 11,000 enough so I don't have to play it anymore? I'm going to play it safe, and I'm probably going to try to hit 30,000 by the time the weekend is over. But I wonder, what is the average number needed to win? Again, this is the first time we have it. Like I mentioned in the video, I was double dipping into my seasonal XP. I actually leveled up by playing this. I think I had to get some more passing yards, and I got some passing yards. And then right here, I now have an epic option pack, which for those wondering, the play on the option packs always has to be the platinum players. I've seen people walk away making 300,000 coins off this level. So let's see if we can get a little bit lucky. 84 overall, that is the luck you want to see. But that said, boys, is going to be everything we got this afternoon. If you guys do have any questions about the Unreal Moments CPU house rules, why I'm doing what I'm doing, or the Unreal Moments campaign, please feel free to hit me up. Let me know down below in the comment section. But with that said, have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. I love you. If you made it this far in the video, go down there and comment down. Let's just do the fire emoji because I'm a fan of the Unreal Moments campaign. And let me know you guys made it this far in the video. And have a great rest of your day. But until later, peace, boys. Have a good one.